welcome in everybody. We're so excited to be with you again for our second night of the Vent Nightcap. I'm excited, one, because we always need time to wind down from our day or to rest, to relax, to decompress, no matter if you had a really great day or if you had a more challenging day, if you're nervous about something that may be coming up tomorrow or happening in the next couple days, as you're preparing for holidays and things like this, it can build a lot of anxiety. So tonight we want to look at what it kind of looks like to be intentional about giving yourself permission. So last night we introduced this idea of, and we also issued a challenge, right? Of giving yourself permission. Do you give yourself permission to rest? Do you give yourself permission to relax? Do you give yourself permission to just be? Not producing, not doing something for other people, not working on the next thing, not thinking about what you got to do tomorrow. Do you give yourself permission to just right? To just breathe, to just live in the moment, to just rest and not think about what you should be doing. Do you give yourself permission to do that, right? So we talked about that, but we also want to look at what that looks like for all of us practically. One thing that we do understand, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, is that everyone rests differently. So my rest, what I do to rest, may be something completely different, something that you not never even thought of, or you're looking at me like that's what rest means to you. So we also understand that rest looks different for different people. Rest looks different depending on family dynamics, work. Rest looks different for so many different reasons. So we want to look at and offer you some tools so that as we go forward, you have some things to take with you to try or to hold on to or to make part of your routine as we look at winding down. And again, even though we meet at 8 o'clock, you don't have to do these things at night. A lot of these tools that we'll be sharing tonight are also things that you can take and do throughout your day so that you're not waiting to the end of the day to now I can relax, but you're taking micro moments throughout your day to just breathe, to decompress, to disconnect, and then come back if you need to. So welcome in. Hey, I see Carl is in. I see Janae is in. So welcome in. I see y'all on Instagram. I can't always see everybody on different platforms, but if you're in here, you can always drop a hello or hey, or an emoji so that we know that you're here. We're excited to be here with you. Again, if you're part of the Vent or you're new to the Vent is a safe space for us to join. I see Henry. Yes, we are back to back. Our nightcaps are 10 to 15 minute talks that we do Sunday through Thursday. So we will be here back to back. And we will also be here on tomorrow night. We'll be here for our normal Vent, our normal talk. And tomorrow, well, I'm going to drop a plug since Henry says I'm going to drop a plug. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about embers of hope. So again, this Thanksgiving may look different for a lot of people. This November, December, honestly, may look different for a lot of people as you head into a new year. It can be exciting, but it can also be filled with anxiety. It can be overwhelming in moments, right? You're trying to get everything done before the end of the year, but you're also trying to plan for the next year. So we can find ourselves in different spaces. So one thing we definitely want to hold on is our hope. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow during our normal live at 9 p.m. Today, we're going to look at what it means for us to be intentional about rest and incorporating that not just at the end of the day, but also throughout our day. So, hey, come on in. Hey, Mom. My mom just said hello on Facebook. So thank you for joining us. Facebook, Instagram. No matter where you're joining us from, whether you're on YouTube, we just thank you for being in this space with us. So we're going to hop in, right? So again, we are really talking about the purpose of these talks is so that we can take practical tools to wind down. For many of us, we're busy adults. We are entrepreneurs. We are have a careers. Some of us have children. Some of us have partners. Some of us have other people that we're taking care of. We're caretakers. Some of us, it may we may be solo or maybe us, but that doesn't mean that we're not taking care of other things and stressed and carrying other things and also being there and showing up for other people. So everyone, no matter where you are, no matter what life stage you're in, no matter what headspace you're in, a geographical location, you deserve rest. Not for producing, but you deserve rest because that is your right to have rest. So the first thing we want to talk about is emotional barriers. For some of us, we do not allow ourselves to rest because emotionally we have this guilt. If I don't do this, then right. For me, I've had moments of mom guilt. Right. If I don't take her to do this, right, I have a 12-year-old. So if I don't do this, or if I take time for myself, I'm not doing something for her. Right. But it doesn't, doing one thing in one area does not mean that you're neglecting another area. There's a time and place for me to show up for my child and be there with her and be present and take her places and do things with her. But there's also a time and place for me to show up for myself and be there for her and take her to places and do things and make sure that she's good. So me taking care of me does not negate the fact that I also take care of my daughter. And for other people, that doesn't negate the fact that you're taking care of the family member that's sick, or doesn't negate the fact that you're taking care of business things over here, or people that are dependent on you, or doesn't negate the fact that you're not serious about your business or about your career or about school. It means that you're human, and just by default you need time to take care of you, to enjoy life. If you're just working 24/7, if you're always concerned about getting the next thing done, you'll never really appreciate the moment that you're in. So one area is addressing guilt. So that guilt of, if I do this for myself, I'm not showing up for other people. You're actually showing up for other people by showing up for yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot show up fully and be present if your mind is in 10 other places. So do what you have to do. And I know it's easier said than done. That means if you have to go see a therapist, and we'll give some practical tools that you can do in your own. That means if you need counseling, that means if you need to go work out, whatever you need to do, relieve that stress and that tension. Do it. Take care of you. For other of us, it may be FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. I am tired, but if I don't go to this event, I don't know what may happen, right? Knowing that you may be a planner or you may not be, knowing that there are other opportunities that exist. So we also want to look at what's necessary versus what do I prefer, right? So there's some things that are necessary, like you have to show up right during certain hours for work on certain days. There are certain things that we have to do, right? That's just what it is. Those are requirements. But there are also moments where we have fear of missing out. Like if I don't go to this, but if you know that you're tired, if you know that you do not have the resources, if you know that, whatever it is, fill in the blank, your fear of missing out may actually be keeping you from resting versus continuing to push yourself to do, and to go. Because if you don't choose to rest, your body will force you to rest, right? That's why many of us get colds and get tired and get achy, because our body hasn't had time to replenish itself. The need, which goes into the next one, the need to always be productive. Even machines shut down at some point, right? Even your favorite, like Walmart, is not even open 24/7 anymore, right? Y'all remember Walmart used to always be open? Walmart is not even open 24/7 anymore. They closed. At the Walmart near my house, at least, it's open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. They say you come between 6 a.m. and 11 p.m., get what you need. If you don't come during those hours, too bad. Right? We'll see you tomorrow. Chick-fil-A is making billions of dollars, doing great. Chick-fil-A, you try to go there on Sunday, what's gonna happen? Nothing. You're gonna be sitting there waiting for Monday morning to come, because they understand, one, that you need time to rest, and they understand that you can still do well and not be going 6, 7, 8, however many hours a day every day, right? For those of us who believe in sacred texts and scripture, even God took a day. God created the earth and on the seventh day rested. So if God can take a day, I would like to think that we can take a day too, right? If Jesus retreated into the mountains and retreated in certain spaces and said, no miracles today, no this today, I'm resting and replenishing. Surely we can take time out of our day to rest and to replenish. So you don't you don't need to be productive in the conventional cultural capitalistic sense all the time. You producing is also you resting. So these are things: guilt, fear of missing out, always needing to be productive, that we have to kind of shift our brains and say, okay, if I keep going, am I really producing, or am I just moving? Am I really producing, or am I just busy? Right? Because there's even a difference between busyness and constantly moving and actually being productive, right? There's some people that can work, right? We talked about what's the word I'm looking for? Capacity. And then I'm gonna move on because we are how many minutes in, right? Capacity. For some of us, you can get done what somebody takes 7 days, you can get it done in 2 hours, right? Our capacity to do stuff. You may take 3 days and knock everything out and rest for the rest of those days. So don't allow emotions and feelings like you have to do things to cause you to not be able to rest. That's the biggest thing there, y'all. And I'm gonna fly through the rest of these because I understand what time it is. But I will say I played the intro video twice, so it's only been 10 minutes for real. Okay, reframing rest is productive. So again, we kind of talked about this. This author, Black woman, Nidra Glover Tawwab, she's a licensed therapist and a New York Times best-selling author. One of her books quotes, "Resting is as productive as doing. Taking a break allows you to recharge and re-engage." You ever took a 20-minute power nap and got back at it and felt like a new person? This is what she's talking about. Resting is as productive as doing. So you don't always have to be active to be productive. That's the big thing. You do not always have to be active to be productive. Please remember that. That's a big thing. Also, you want to redefine this. We're talking about reframing, reshaping what it looks like to rest, redefining what me time is. So rest can look different for everyone. So what are some things that you can do? Maybe you take you're at work or you're doing your thing. You take a 5-minute break. 5 minutes. I'm just gonna get some coffee. I'm gonna take a couple of laps around the office. I'm gonna step outside and get some fresh air. I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb. I'm gonna not check my emails. Whatever that looks like for you, be intentional about it, because if you don't define the time, if you don't make the time, it won't happen. There's an intentionality behind it. If you're busy and you're going, if you do not set the time, it will not happen. If you do not set the time, it will not happen. So whatever me time looks like at the end of your day, as well as throughout your day, make sure that you're doing something for you. One of the things you can also do, and this is a great quote that I love by Maya Angelou, and what she says is that let gratitude be the pillow upon which you kneel to say your nightly prayer. So everything should be built on gratitude, and let faith, so what you're looking forward to, what you're believing for, be the bridge you build to overcome evil and welcome good. So this says two things to me. One, we should always be grateful and have gratitude for whatever is happening around us. We should always be able to find a silver lining. And two, it says that faith, gratitude and faith are two things that we cannot produce, but we can receive and we can believe. So it's not because of our production, but it's because of our belief that we're able to participate in those two things. So again, it's not based on your production. It's based on what you believe that's bigger than you. So here's some tools to take with you, right? As we wrap up, and I want, again, if you have tools that you want to share with other people that help you, please share those tools with us. But here are a few tools that I want you to take with you. One, we talked about this last night, but I want us to be more specific. And as we go through these, I don't know if you want to take notes in your phone or you want to write down something. But out of these, I think I have 4 things here. Out of these 4 things, I would love for you to choose one that you're going to start doing today. Yes, today, not tomorrow, today. So the first tool that we have in our toolbox is gratitude journaling. So how can you do that? Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Starting today, write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And remember that small wins are still wins. So for somebody, it might be, I got to work on time today. You can be grateful for that. 2, it may be, I got back home safely. 3, I had a positive outlook today. Somebody else may just write, I'm grateful for peace. You just write peace on your paper. I'm grateful for joy. It doesn't have to be anything real deep, but it causes us to reframe. Like I might have had the worst they've had in a long time, but tonight I can write down 3 things I'm grateful for to reframe my thoughts and change my focus. Another tool is the grounding technique. So when you find yourself frazzled, when you find yourself all over the place, when you find yourself rushing and you feel like you can't get it together, breathe. Yeah, it was supposed to sound like it was going to be deep, but it's not. Breathe. So this 4-7-8 breathing is a way to ground yourself and calm your body, right? Again, mind body connection. So in this instance, what you do is breathe in through your nose. So you close your mouth, you breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. So You hold it for 7 seconds, or as if you can't do 7, do it as long as you can. So you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it for 7, and then you breathe out for 8 seconds, and then you just keep doing that. So 4 seconds, then you hold it for 7. So you just hold it, and then you breathe out. And what that does is it really will center you and bring you back, because it causes your whole body to now recognize, hold on, something's changed, something's different, and you kind of bring yourself back together and calm down. These will be at the end too. Another tool that you can take with you is micro rest. And I kind of mentioned this earlier, but what that looks like is practical rest in a busy day. So I do work for an hour, 2 hours. I take a coffee break. I don't drink coffee. We'll just call it a coffee break. I take a snack break. I eat something healthy. I drink tea. I drink water. I do that for 5 minutes away from my desk, right? I step outside. I get fresh air. If I'm in a facility, I can't step outside. Maybe I take a walk around the area that I'm able to go into. I put my phone, there's a time, intentionality, that I put my phone on do not disturb. I may have children or people that I'm taking care of, depending on me. 30 minutes, they will be okay while you're on do not disturb. Promise, they will be okay. Set a timer. Do not disturb every day from 7 to 9. I had a friend, he said at 10 o'clock every night, his phone just automatically goes on do not disturb, right? Don't matter what's going on, it's set every night, do not disturb, because this is now my time with my family, or whatever is going on. Take a short walk. All these things allow us to take a micro mental rest most of the time. Another thing that you can do is a body scan. So for many of us, we don't even realize when we're holding tension. So one thing that you can do is literally scan your body. So for me, I clench my jaw, and my massage therapist, she gets me every time. She's like, she knows what I've been doing, how my week has been, just because she can tell by how my body feels, right? And the tension that I hold. So for some of us, we may have to take a moment to sit back and say, okay, release your jaw, right? Because you feel yourself clenching. So you tell yourself, okay, release your jaw, put your shoulders down, right? I go to my massage therapist. She's like, you came in here and your shoulders were at your ears, right? Because you're holding tension. So one thing that you can do a body scan throughout the day. Am I clenching my jaw? Am I holding my shoulders tight? And as you do that, relax that part of your body. Am I clenching my hands? Am I holding my pencil tight? Am I clenching anywhere else? And take the time to relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, sit back, right? Uncross your feet, relax your hands, let them hang, let your hands hang sometime. Let that time be where you can just relax that part of your body that we're often like this because we're stressed or we're holding tension or we have anxiety. And it sounds really simple, but it helps us release stress. And those are our key takeaways. The last thing are permission affirmations. So again, we started last night, we started tonight with, are you giving yourself permission? So you tell yourself, I am allowed to rest. Rest is productive. I deserve peace. You can even write these things on a sticky note. And we'll put a couple of these things up. So the last thing for today is, which tool are you going to take with you? So we talked about these things. We've gone through these things. Which tool are you going to take? And I encourage you and I charge you to actually take one of these tools. Are you going to take a permission affirmation to remind yourself that you are allowed to rest? Are you going to start implementing what you're going to do throughout your day? So are you going to start implementing micro rest, where you're going to take a 5-minute break, where you're going to step out and get some fresh air, where you're going to take a short walk, where you're going to put your phone on do not disturb? And let's be clear, you can start that do not disturb with like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, especially with people who are constantly getting notifications. Are you going to do a breathing technique, right? So you could do the 4-7-8 breathing technique, or you can find your own. Like literally YouTube has everything. A lot of us, our phone and podcasts and stuff, there are literally things that will guide you through a breathing exercise. So you can listen to that on your way to work, right? Keep your eyes open if you're driving, right? Listen to it. Follow the directions. Breathe, right? So none of this is go spend $500 and do this and do that. This is all things that you can implement on your own throughout your day, as well as journaling. So you could do that in your morning. You could do that at night. Remember, a small win is still a win, right? I wanted to close 5 clients. I only closed 2. a win, right? It's two more than you had. You also have the choice is also yours, right? You could do the body scan. Okay, any time of your day when you're stressed, you're like, okay, let me relax my shoulders. Let me loosen my jaw. Let me just let my arms hang for a little while. Let me just close my eyes for a moment. As well as create your own. So whatever you do that you know relaxes you, do that. But know that you deserve to rest, not based on your productivity, not based on whatever numbers you're bringing in, not based on how many people are calling your name, not based on how many boxes you checked off the list today, but you deserve to rest simply because you deserve to rest, like point blank, period, right? So thank you all for coming in tonight. I really do challenge you to do one of these things, not because I want you to do it, but because you deserve to do it, because you deserve to rest. So I will see you again tomorrow night, same place, same time. See you at 8 p.m. I enjoyed you all. Thank you for coming in, and I cannot wait to do this with you again tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Bye.